All right, guys, let's go ahead and start it. We're going to go into Fangoria issue number 2. This is officially Fango Friday. It has begun. Todd's going to get it pulled up, and then we are going to see how much we've evolved since the first issue. Let's see here. We got Fangoria. The cover story is the prophecy, and they were teasing this in issue number 1. Like they had something in there with prophecy. So we got fantastic art, Carl Lundgren. So I think we're still in some fantasy territory, maybe. The making of Phantasm.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, here's what I think about Phantasm. Not very good. I don't think Phantasm is very good. Never liked it.
And I think it's okay. I think it's decent. There's some people that love it. I mean,
Satan, you're right. Prophecy. This issue, I've got high hopes already. What do we have? War of the Worlds. Which one? I didn't know they had a. Did they have one in the 80, like 79, 80?
Master of Macabre interview with Robert Bloch and Richard Matheson. So
Satan. I agree, dude. Tall Man is cool. I like the idea. It's one of those situations where it's just the execution. I think the concept's cool. You could have sold me on it if I was a producer, you know, looking to throw money at a unique IP. I'm like, yeah, you fucking got me. A mortuary and a tall man and a kid and like all that stuff is really Reggie. Okay, all that stuff's great. But there's something about the movie that doesn't do a lot for me. I know everybody likes the second one because that's the one where they threw a bunch of
terrible, dude.
But that's the one they threw a bunch of money at him with the second one. It's got an amplified budget, and they recast the kid, and it just sticks out like a sore thumb in the franchise. But I don't know. It's very middling. The whole thing is very, very middling, and
I can see, I mean, I didn't grow up with Phantasm. Like I watched Phantasm maybe when I was like 15. So like it wasn't. Oh yeah. See, Alpha's a huge fan. That was on his list. I do watch your list, Alpha.
And correct me. What's the director of Phantasm's name? He was a kid when he made it. Basically, what was his name? It's leaving me.
It was
because he was young. What is his name? Phantasm.
Don Coscarelli.
Don Coscarelli. And look, respect to him because he was really young when he pulled all this off. So I'm not shitting on him at all. And I know he was very much, it is an American giallo, but that's what makes it feel a little off to me because I don't know. It just feels weird. But it very much is, even down to the score. It feels like it's influenced by some of that stuff, like something like Suspiria, which the theme is really cool. Dude, I don't know. The Tall Man's awesome. The whole orb thing is awesome. It's very visual. It's something that'll sell on a poster. It looks great. But the movie just kind of fucking fell flat for me. But
I can see why people like it, but I always felt like it was missing something. Like I think it's a solid film, and I don't like the second one. I thought the second one sucked, but I do like the first one.
I don't think there's a single one of those. I never loved them, and then a few years back, like just before the lockdowns and stuff, I said fuck it, and I watched all of them. Was it Ravager? That was the newest one they had put out before Reggie, before Reggie died, the actor. Whenever that came out, I'm like, fuck it, I am just gonna watch all of these, and I binge watched everyone over the course of a long weekend, and they all kind of blur together. I know Reggie takes on more of a starring role in some of those later ones, and I thought that at best they were mid. You know, they just missing something.
I don't even remember if Phantasm 3 or 4, so I don't remember those.
Mutineer says it's a 9 out of 10. He says 2 is a 9 out of 10. I also remember not caring for 2 either. If you're gonna put a gun to my head, I think I remember 1 and 3 being the best of all of them. But I don't quote me. Hysteria, the cartoon is better. Yeah, I remember that. You remember Liberty's Kids? Remember that PBS cartoon? Liberty's Kids? Arnold Schwarzenegger. They did get a lot of people.
Was that Baby's Kids?
Not Baby's Kids. All right, let's go ahead and move this magazine. I can't wait. There's not a movie in here I like on the front cover.
Yeah.
So let's zoom. Look at those ads. Collector's art. What are those, like postcards? What's that 60s Batman?
Oh, so this is the original cells. Okay. limited edition for Star Trek and Batman.
That's like
Collector's
that's the Hanna-Barbera 1960s Batman animation
Yeah,
when they would appear on
cool.
Scooby-Doo and shit. Dude, I used to love when Adam West and Dick Ward they were on Scooby-Doo and stuff, and they had all that was so weird and how forward thinking when they would have crossovers back then. Obviously, the Harlem Globetrotters and stuff like that. And it's just wild. But I always loved when I think my dad even said that. He's like, yeah, I used to love it when Batman would show up on Scooby-Doo. It was like a big deal. It's Adam West. And look, I used to watch the 1960s Adam West Batman, on like Nick at Night or whatever when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah.
And I kind of enjoyed it back then, even for as campy and fucking weird as it is. But I bet you if I was growing up in that time, I would have fucking ate it up. I probably would have ate it. I love it when they just turn the camera sideways and they're climbing up the building, dude, and the rope. And they're like walking. Like there's no batter. There's just no batarang, but they're talking to each other while they're walking up the building. I love it, dude. Yeah, there is something about it. Adam West is legitimately funny. He is a really funny guy. He always
a dry sense of humor, man. Yeah,
he seemed like he would have always been a really good sport. I mean, him on Family Guy is really funny. I think he's great. Home Alone kid really drags Phantasm 3 down. What? Alex D. Linz? Who's in which kid from Home Alone?
I don't know, dude. You'll have to look that up.
Yeah, which kid is in Phantasm 3, the Home Alone kid?
Alpha, you might know.
Pete and Pete? Which kid? Home Alone 1, 2, or 3? Anyway, yeah. So what do we got here in the key here? So page 4, Imagination Inc., Postal Zone. Yeah, Phantasm. The making of this high-spirited horror tale is detailed by filmmaker Don Coscarelli. I do think Don Coscarelli, again, is kind of an inspiration. Like his story's pretty cool. What this guy accomplished, this kid accomplished. And didn't Don Coscarelli, didn't he recently kind of have a little bit of a cult resurgence with that movie John Dies at the End?
Did he do that?
I think he might have directed that. That was like 10 years ago or whatever. I think so. Let's see. The Humanoid, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Two Faces of Fright, Dracula Fever, the men behind the making of the newest terror blockbuster. Another they were annual Dracula movies. Nosferatu arrives, and a Nosferatu movie. A new old image for the King of the Vampires, and the latest from Werner Herzog, director of Heart of Glass.
Old shit back in 1979, dude.
But that's cool though. So I love that Werner Herzog Nosferatu. So I wonder what the story is on that. Richard Matheson, Master of Fantasy. Okay. The Who's Rogue Gallery, Doctor Who's Rogue Gallery. Here, see, they're still trying to find their footing because we're still talking about Doctor Who. They had Doctor
Mars
Who
Attacks the World, War of the Worlds.
Yeah, this is it's still they're blurring. Their worlds are blurring. They don't know if they want to be. It's like we're 70% horror, and then we're adding in like 20% sci-fi, and then we're having like 10% fantasy. So we'll get there. But Robert
Bloch, like the monster horror back then. Yeah.
Prophecy, the new breed of monsters. If you go out to the woods today, be prepared for mutant menace. Mars Attacks the World, fantastic art, monster invasion, and classified ads. I wouldn't mind going through the classified ads at the end. I wonder what people were wanting. What were people wanting to have to put out an ad in Fangoria? What are people seeking? Is it because I used to read all the metal zines and shit like that? Even in the mainstream metal mags like Circus and Metal Edge, there was like a want section in the back, and usually it was people, hey, looking to start up a band, and I'm in the Pennsylvania, I'm in the Pittsburgh area, whatever, call me, needing a drummer. I imagine it works really well if you were on a big market like Philadelphia or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know if in these personals it's going to be people like, hey, looking to make a movie, looking to what, I don't know. Or maybe I wonder if this is before Craigslist, this is before LinkedIn. I wonder if legit studios, horror companies would put job cast outs in these. Like, hey, we're looking for a new makeup effects guy. We're looking for this or that. So we'll see.
Speaking of makeup effects, I mean, these mask kits are pretty dang cool, dude. I'd love to make one of these with one of my sons, dude. Like, look at A with like the giant bug-eyed like lizard type of thing, dude. That's pretty freaking cool.
Looks like the
These would be a
newscaster
lot of
on
fun.
looks like the newscaster on Futurama.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the big eyes.
it is.
And there's like that. This was in the last one too. That bootleg Darth Vader and King of the Gorillas. Remember?
Yeah.
This always makes me think about Gilbert Gottfried, and I used to love his amazing Colossal podcast, R.I.P. And he was telling a story because he's an older guy and he grew up with like he worships Bela Lugosi. He's like he loved the Universal horror. He used to read all the EC comics. He used to read all the horror zines and stuff like that. And he talked about something like this. He's like they used to have this in the generation before. He's like they'd have a mail out and you'd get a Frankenstein mask or a wolf man, and it was just like this. And he talks about how he drove his mom crazy to mail off and get it, and when it came it just looked like absolute shit. It's just like a piece of paper. It was like a cutout piece of paper on his face. But he talked about all this sort of stuff.
Read this. I can't read this because my screens are so far back. They're talking about Romero here and the X rating for his
you
for
zoom
Dawn
it
of
in
the
a little
Dead,
bit.
dude.
You got to zoom it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see here really quick.
This filmmaker, read this.
I want that Kmart Vader mask, and there is no Kmart's anywhere. Kmart was the place everybody stole from.
Left. I just saw on YouTube there's one left in New York. Yes. And they were going through the aisles. Everything is like 3 times the price because they're still on like pandemic prices. Let's just say that.
Well, what's different? Kmart always, dude. Kmart was always selling video games that were 5 or 10 years old, and they wanted $70 for them. Like the Nintendo Wii would be out, and they would still have fucking N64 games, which now would be awesome if you went to this like, oh, I could go and buy these retail, even if they're like new price retail, and you can find all these like boxed. The gaming retro gaming market wasn't what it was at these times. Otherwise, people wouldn't buying that shit up. But like all the way up until I remember the last time I went to a Kmart. Speaking of Night of the Living Dead, we were talking about that earlier. Is when that anniversary red font Night of the Living Dead cop DVD came out. Remember that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And
Millennium Edition.
Yeah, and it came out around the same time that not Diary of the Dead. What's the one I'm thinking? Diary of the Dead. Yeah, came out. I remember they came out around the same time. Okay. And anyway, that I went to Kmart and I bought that Romero movie there for some reason, and that's the last time I ever stepped foot. So what was that like? Almost 20 years ago. But even then, I'm thinking they're selling PS1 games. They're a decade behind, and they want like $90 for them. So they were struggling, man. They were selling.
In the video, their YouTube video that was filmed like a year ago. They were charging $40 for an 8-pack of Downy paper towels, and this was like the same. And then over the intercom, they have like pandemic people saying, you know, go get your such and such and all this. You got to stand 6 feet away from everybody. It's hysterical, dude. Yeah.
Is the joke lost on them, or they're doing, because honestly it would be funny if it was a joke like, hey, we get it, Kmart was always fucking ridiculously overpriced, ha ha ha, let's keep the dream alive. But Kmart had layaway. That's why Kmart was popular. Like my mom, she would put all of our Christmas and birthdays on layaway, and Kmart did it for the longest time. And you know, in layaway, what a concept. You just you put down a little bit of money and they hold for you, and no credit. You just make payments on something, and to ensure you got something in time for Christmas, because sometimes stuff would be out, the stores, the shelves will be cleared out and whatever. So RIP Kmart. And I remember also too, in living in Springfield, Missouri, I live right by a Kmart, and I used to go in this Kmart every now and again, and I'd go in there because they'd be open late. I'd grab candy or something. But the one night that I almost went in there, it was one of the nights that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie came into town, because whenever they would always come in to town for like Easter, some holidays, but Easter was like a big holiday for his Christian family who, you know, they went to church in Springfield and they live there. And they would always come in at night to avoid any hoopla. And obviously it's a small airport, so you're not going to come in, you know, everybody's going to recognize you, fucking Springfield Airport or whatever. So they always come in overnights, and they snuck into that fucking Kmart to buy a bunch of just like snacks or whatever. I'm like, that would be wild, because this place was desolated. We're talking, this Kmart was nothing even 20 years ago. Nobody was ever in it, and I understand why. Kmart's were dirty. You could take your fucking finger and wipe it on the tile floors, and you'd have like soot that would give a fucking 1920s child black lung from working in the coal mines. It was just a filthy store. I felt like I needed a tetanus shot every time I left it. And the fact that they went, and that's probably why they went, because right across the street was a Walmart open 24 hours.
Yeah.
They could have went into a Walmart, but no, they're like, no, there's probably, even at this hour, there's going to be more people in Walmart. We're going to go to Kmart where we're not going to see anybody. Maybe the cashier. That is it. So,
well, that's where I got all my shoes growing up. The Shaquille O'Neal shoes, dude. The Shaq shoes of him. Like it's the Michael Jordan knockoff. Like, okay, Shaquille O'Neal, throw his in Kmart. You know, all the kids will buy it. All the kids that don't have money. So yeah, that's where I bought all my shoes.
Yeah. I love Herzog's Nosferatu too. What's up, Alpha? By the way, I don't think I said hi proper, but yeah, dude, Kmart had unedited CDs, but all the high school kids would steal from Kmart.
Yeah,
they would.
Everybody in our school, yeah,
it was the thing. I mean, I never was a thief. I was never a filthy thief. But we knew kids that did. They would come to, they'd have the latest Masterpiece CD, and the thing is they would brag about it. Yeah, I stole it from Kmart. Like, if you were this guy that was stealing shit, I wouldn't want to tell anybody. I'd be embarrassed. But kids are different. They're just like a different breed, man. They're like, yeah, I stole it. I got it. You want me to steal your CD?
Had a giant plastic thing on it. Like, I mean, it was like a foot long, dude.
Yeah,
of plastic where you'd like carry it around and they'd have to unlock the plastic. Yeah. So yeah, it became a problem.
And I worked my first job. Sorry for the detour. My first job was Toys R Us as a seasonal job around the holidays, and my ethics were tested. I was working in the video game section, and a couple of kids I knew from one of my math class came in, and they came up to me like, oh, you know, we're all kids at high school. It's cool. He literally showed me. He's like, yeah, man, I got these games. He was about to walk out the door with them. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? Why are you putting me in this scenario? I mean, I don't give a shit. Yeah. Take it. But why are you telling me?
I tell you.
Yeah. I like, what do you, and first of all, I don't want to be seen with you showing me your fucking shit. Because now you're making me an accessory. Yep. You know, because it almost looks like I turned the blind eye to let you do what you did. You know what I mean? And so fuck off. But anyway, they were just so proud of it. I don't think they sold enough to lower the prices very much. Yeah, exactly. And I miss Toys R Us too, dude. I always wanted to take my kids to Toys R Us, and the fact that I didn't make it, Toys R Us went kablooey 5, 6, 7 years, whatever it was. Really depressing. I know they have that like little corner cut out in Macy's. It's depressing.
Ain't the same shit.
It's not. It's a corner, and they have all the cool shit. They just have basic shit. I would love. Dude, I was going to Toys R Us as a grown ass man. I would. My Leonardo. You can't see it, but my TMNT, all that stuff I have up there, the big 90 NECA. I got my first 2 of those from a Toys R Us. About 15 minutes drive from here. And so, gosh, I just wish they could have held on a little bit. I'd walk around Toys R Us and I'd be like, God, this shit's so pricey. They couldn't compete with the big boxes, Walmart and Target. But still, I wanted to just go to Toys R Us with a kid and let them buy something from Toys R Us. It was a big deal growing up. Anyway, as a kid, Toys R Us was my favorite place to be. Some kids, they're missing out. They're not going to know what they're missing, unfortunately. They're all they're just going to be like, oh, let's go to the toy store at Target. Like, God dang it. But then they'll just be like, no, let's just buy it on Amazon. And I'll be glad to do it because I don't want to go to the Walmart toy section. God, it kills me. Anyway, I want to read this. I gotta wet my whistle. There's a lot of talking. My God,
go for it, man.
You needy people making me talk. Seductive, sweet. Sounds like you need a woman. What was that? The house guest, dude? The guy, the wine. Seductive, sweet.
I love that movie, man.
All right, filmmaker George Romero, recently gave a talk before the National Association of Theater Owners in which he criticized the Motion Picture Association of America's system of rating theatrical films. Romero's basic objection is that under the current rating system, films like his own Dawn of the Dead, which was not submitted for rating because of Romero's certainty that it would receive an X, are being unfairly classified with films given the same ratings for reasons of sexual content. Interesting. Theater owners and film goers often see an X rating as a sign that a film contains obscene language and portrays sexual activity. In fact, films like Romero's Dawn are often totally without sexual content, but are subject to the same problems of distribution as outright pornography. Yeah, he went through some shit, dude, for real.
Yeah.
Romero has proposed that a new category be established for films that are objectionable for children, but without sexual content. Don's distributor, United Artists, recently echoed Romero's suggestion that they appealed the X rating recently given to the Italian film Arabian Nights, directed by Pier Pasolino, who also directed The Gospel According to St. Matthew. The appeal failed, but the campaign for rating reform can be expected to continue. So is this what ultimately became? I don't know.
I'm guessing it became unrated. That's what.
Yeah. But yeah, it really.
That's interesting.
The fact that people like weigh sex and violence so differently is all, and there's a weird bias to it, especially now. TV is like, I mean, for adults like me, TV is great now. Like they can show anything on TV, but they still violence for the longest time has been okay. But oh my God, you show an ass, it's just game over, man. Like they've treated sexuality. I don't want any of it to be in front of kids, but it just blows me away. Like they're pretty selective.
You just got to monitor your kids too. I mean,
but it's just a selective outrage. It's the selective outrage. If reform is to come, there is further drawback to the current rating system that none of its critics have mentioned. That is the wide gap between the PG rating, which allows admittance to every age group, and the R rating, which discriminates equally between the 5-year-old child and the teenage film fan. Well, then we got PG-13. That, and obviously that came in the late 80s. You have but we're talking about, he's talking about that gap between R and like NC-17. We're not talking.
There was a lot of nudity in the 90s in PG movies back in the day. So
when we had for example, the first Ghostbusters film is PG, and Ghostbusters 2, by the time that came out in 89, they had PG-13. But Ghostbusters is pretty raunchy for a PG movie. You got, Dan Aykroyd getting head from a ghost and stuff like that. It had very adult humor, and it's even darker than the second movie. The second one's very much watered down. So I feel like the first one, it's funny where because there is that gap. Obviously, if PG-13 was around in 84, it would have been PG-13, like, a hard PG-13, no problem. But where do you let it fall? It's like, God, all we have is PG or R. Ghostbusters is funny, dude, because honestly, I could have seen them going either way. Like, damn, we gotta call R. We got Ghost Head. We got all kinds of stuff in this. We got some scenes that are kind of scary, but yeah, it's interesting. I'll read this last bit here. Teens are old enough to distinguish fantasy from reality. Movies like Phantasm and Alien are essentially old-fashioned monster fare, the sort that past generations have been able to enjoy on Saturday afternoons without interference from any regulatory agency. If the current severe restrictions on Saturday matinee trade have been established in the 50s, many films now thought of as classics, particularly Hammer films, Dracula series, might never have been made. And all the Universal horror stuff is like rated G. It's like rated G. It's just anyway, interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Thanks, Tipper Gore. No, she was like the music. the Postal Zone
advisory.
Is this write-ins? What is this? The Postal Zone. It's obviously like the Twilight Zone, but these are write-ins. I'll read a couple of these. These are kind of funny.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ghost Gremlins, 90 Robert. Yeah, that's 100%. Gremlins.
Yeah.
Gosh, was Gremlins R? Or did they get the PG?
Let me look that up while you're doing this.
Because in Gremlins 1, they straight up kill people.
Yeah.
Like people
Gremlins is PG.
That's an even better example than Ghostbusters, because the first Gremlins, even though there's a little bit of tongue-in-cheekness to it, it's kind of scary. And they're menacing. They're not silly. The second one, they were obviously silly and whatever, and nobody was really dying. The first one, it's a horror movie, kind of. Yeah. And so you have Gizmo, just because you have Gizmo there to kind of throw it off a little bit to appeal to kids, it confuses the algorithm, if you will. Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's see here. No Fish Story. I have heard that 1-3 is a comp proof of the first. Wait,
Jaws.
Oh, zoom in. I'm Juan 3. I saw that as like
Juan of the Dead.
Yeah. I have heard that Jaws 3 is to be a comic spoof of the first two films. Why I've also heard that it is to be a gory prequel to Jaws. Which is it to be? From Mike Truesdale of Chesterfield, South Carolina. Oh, and they have answers. The third film will carry the full title National Lampoon's Jaws 3. People nothing. Oh, so they're satirical. Maddie Simmons, the producer of Animal House, is co-producing with Zanuck and Brown, the producers of the first two Jaws film. Wait, or is this true and they end up changing because it was Jaws 3D?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't fucking Alien missing something. This is what I want to see. I want to see what people are saying about Alien when it came out.
Yeah.
I would like to know if Alien is being shown intact in the US. Apparently, the version in Canada is without the scene where crewman Ripley stumbles across the alien's nest and finds the living remains of her crewmates, which is true. That they did cut that. And it's funny how Ripley wasn't synonymous at this point. Crewman, one of the crewmen, her name's Ripley. Anyway, Tony Grady, they answer, we assume you discovered the missing scene the same way we did, Tony. In Alan Dean Foster's novelization of the film, we checked with Mr. Foster, interrupting him as he completed his novelization of Disney's The Black Hole. He's also well along with the new fantasy novel Spellsinger. I don't want to read that. He says the scene was in the shooting script. When he inquired about the scene's absent, executive producer Ronald Shusett informed him that the scene, though filmed, was deleted because it interfered with the pace of Alien's other closing scenes. Yeah, it's really funny how word traveled like this without the internet. It blows me away. And this is a new movie.
Yeah.
Like these are all how people getting this word a buzz
before the internet. That's
it's just crazy. Like it's like fanzines and shit like that, and people are maybe because back in the music and stuff in the 80s and 70s, people would tape trade. People would discover all these bands from Europe, metal bands from South America. Like Max Cavalera used to tape trade with Euronymous from Mayhem, right? It was obviously European, and that's how all this shit got around in the underground. So I wonder if there was like pen pal shit and zines, and it's nuts to think about it. These are kind of funny. I want to read the
Goblin one. Yeah.
What could you tell me about the Goblins? They did some excellent music for the soundtracks of Suspiria, a German film. He had to tell us, right? A German? The fuck is he talking about? And Dawn of the Dead. So I love it. The Goblins. He makes them sound like a 1950s sock hop group. The Goblins. And
we should contact Rick Hall. Be like, hey, you still have this? I mean, if he's still alive.
And you still think Suspiria is a German film? You fucking asshole. German.
Yeah.
But and Dawn of the Dead. No, it's funny because look, you couldn't fact check yourself. You would hear things and you wouldn't know any better, right? It's just like it's so wild. Let's see here. Rick Hall, Very Sarabond, which has released the Dawn soundtrack on record here in the States, offers the following info. Goblin, the singular form is correct. He corrects them. That's good. Was formed in 1973 by the initiative of Massimo Moriante, guitars, bass, and vocals, and Claudio Simnetti, keyboards and violin, with Fabio Pignatelli, bass and guitar, Agostino Marangolo, drums and piano, and Mauricio Garini, and keyboards and violin. They have toured England and Italy, and their records have been consistent hits in Italy and parts of Europe. The ages of the members range from 24 to 27. Wow. Crazy. It's really cool. I love it. Okay. Those are cool. Was this on no, because it was their first issue.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had it. They wouldn't have. I'm going to look forward to reading write-ins. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, is there any more we'll save. Let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to. It's the same ads from the last one, Starlog.
Phantasm.
Okay.
We kind of talked about Phantasm and our thoughts of Phantasm, and I don't know. Did they ever come out with like a 4K box set of Phantasm? They just have like the Blu-rays, I believe. But I would still pick them up just because Phantasm is a movie I want to like, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just there.
They're a little messy. I mean, but like I said, you give him a little pass because I know he was so young, but I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but I've always heard he was really young. But this must have been back in the day where you could grow a mustache and it made a 15-year-old look fucking 40 or a 20-year-old look 45. Because if you take all that away, he might be 21. I don't know.
Yeah.
they put something in the water. There was something in all the bottles of Fruitopia they were feeding high school kids in the vending machines because
it was
something about
cigarettes and booze, man.
yeah, like we were just stunted though. So you're right. They're all drinking the cigarette and the booze and putting hair on their chests and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's go ahead and go through it. Oh, that Fiender looked like a dick for a second.
Yeah,
I saw
that's
dick.
pretty cool.
Yeah. What?
Of course, the Sphere is awesome. I mean, it's very, very interesting.
Angus Scrim. What a name.
Angus Scrim. Meet the Monster. That's cool.
Go ahead and go through it. I'm going to read a comment here. Satan, I never thought I'd see the day where we couldn't rely on studios to release more than 12 copies of a movie, and Weapons did unbelievably great in theaters. So are we not getting it? Let's see here. Hold on. Maybe I missed it.
Oh.
Yeah, and that great Jorman. I missed the 4K Steelbook. I'm sad. I hope they release more on Amazon. Oh, wait.
He didn't end up getting this. Yeah, because they did sell out. So I pre-ordered mine on Amazon a long time ago.
Wait, so you Night 90 Robert, you didn't score one? Or are we talking about something else? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I don't know.
Gosh, that's a fucking bummer, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
Did you check Diabolic and Orbit and all those?
Well, I mean, this is the only version. There is no like standard. So it's like, is it limited? Is it just the version?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's a studio, so studios never usually run out like that.
I think it'll pop back up, man.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody, don't these have digital copies? Maybe somebody will give you a digital copy.
There's a digital copy, but that's not the
it's not the unrated.
It's theatrical version only.
Okay. Well, dude, they're gonna hopefully they come back out. I didn't get the Steelbook of Weapons. I actually so he's talking about Weapons.
Okay.
Oh, well, I still haven't seen Weapons. The Humanoid. Never seen this. Have you seen this? Hey, it's got Mr. Larson.
Yeah, it does, dude. You notice that chin from anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't remember Humanoid. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen it. Italian space opera sounds kind of interesting though. Yeah, so maybe it's worth a watch.
Two Faces of Fright, Dr. Jekyll and so we're still just kind of like talking about really old school shit with these first couple of issues. Now we're talking about Dr. Jekyll.
Which I was always, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde was fine for me. I mean, a lot of these black and white films, like I kind of talked about it. The Universal stuff, it really trips my trigger around Halloween, like where I go back to a lot of these old films. But after that, I don't really go to them. So it's for like a month or two where I'm really into them, and then it's nothing for the rest of the year for me.
Do you think Dr. Jekyll was just bipolar? What do you think?
Yeah, could be. Absolutely. Get him on medication, man. Dracula Fever.
There you go, Frank Langella, the guy.
Yeah.
I have to say, he's a weird looking Dracula. I think I don't think he's the best Dracula. I think he's too Italian. He's got a big, thick mop of hair on him. And I don't know. He just he's all right, I guess. But I think Bela Lugosi kind of ruined it for everybody.
Lugosi's the best. I mean, you can't get much better than that.
And Christopher Lee, I'll take over Langella, but you can't do better than Bela Lugosi. He was the archetype. He's the voice. There's a reason why Count Chocula sounds like Count Chocula. It's Bela. He's doing the Bela Lugosi, right? He did the voice. Which, by the way, I bought a box of Count Chocula, Blueberry, and Frankenberry on Amazon because I wanted to relive childhood. I had some Frankenberry a few days ago, and then Count Chocula came in the mail today. So I bet it's gonna taste like shit because everything has like
fruit brute, man.
Everything's got half the sugar these days. Look at that. This is Herzog's Nosferatu is the best. It's the best out of all of the Dracula Nosferatu films. I hate that they got a 4K of this one coming out because it makes me want to.
The Shout Factory, I think, or
I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, but
I don't. So I will be picking this up when it goes on sale.
I think it's a really good movie. I wonder if I can get it cheap enough, I'll double dip on it. But it's fantastic, and he's just creepy, dude. Back after a 50-year absence, Moviedom's original vampire sinks his teeth into a Technicolor role. Is he the original? Because they were getting around the Dracula IP at the time.
Yeah.
You know, because they remade Dracula, changed his name, and changed a couple little. They changed some character names around and shit like that, but it's essentially Dracula. Go ahead and move.
And they're both. I mean, they're both great, but yeah.
But the Nosferatu is there's something just
he's
sleazier,
creepier,
and darker about him. And I there's something about, you have Dracula the way he's always been portrayed in a lot of mediums, where he's the handsome, charming guy.
He's great looking.
You can get caught in his web. This guy is fucking disgusting, and Nosferatu is using pure evil magic to get you caught in his web. And
it's not like, look into my eyes, look into my beautiful brown eyes, or it's not that.
It's like, look at my giant fucking head that looks like a testicle. You will be mine. It's like
my nasty, I look like sausage fingers, dude.
Look in my fucking head, my Uncle Fester with AIDS head. Take off your clothes. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Let's see. That picture of Two Faces of Fear looks silly. Keep those cereal boxes. Oh, I like the I got the Jim Henson ones. I got the boxes for the Jim Henson celebration. I will keep the boxes. I didn't even think about that. I think I already threw away my Frankenberry. But I love the Jim Henson box. That is why I bought them. Like, they caught my eye. I see Frankenberry every Halloween season. I don't buy that shit. I haven't a year. But something about seeing those Jim Henson boxes, I'm like, I want to buy that. It really did.
Frankenberry will give you Dingleberry.
What kind of cereal are you eating that it clumps up your shit? Comes out looking like check count chocolate clumps, dude. All right. All right, what do we got here? Boys and girls. Oh, these are mail outs.
Starlago's Japanese.
Okay. I got a question. If you guys had to go back in time and you got knocked on the head, and when you woke up, you were in 1978 or 79, and you could, how quickly would it take? I mean, anybody could adapt to it. How quickly would it take for you guys to adapt to this way of life again, where it's like, fuck, there's no internet, there's no iPhones, I have to do mail outs.
Easy.
Yeah. Well, I think you say it would be easy. We would all have withdrawals a little bit. It would be weird.
Yeah.
But I think you could get used to it, because nobody would have the information. Nobody would have the internet. Nobody would have that sort of access. But man, do I miss going to the record store when people went to the record stores and it was a place to hang out. And I miss, can you imagine what it would have been like to go to the movies in 1978 or 79?
Oh man. Yeah.
When it was a real event, when you weren't going to see the damn movie for another fucking, because it wasn't going to be shown on TV, and you weren't, their home video hadn't really taken off, and it would have been a huge fucking thing. Like, if you missed the theatrical run, you missed it for a long ass time.
Yep.
And I miss.
And it was a big gathering too. You could stand outside of the theater. You can talk to random people about the movie you just saw. Even if you didn't see the movie, you can walk up and you can just talk to random people about the actual film. So no, it's all word of mouth back then, which is awesome.
It's not. I miss going to magazine racks and actually having there being a reason to maybe pick up a magazine, or not just take it into the shitter like Todd at Barnes and Noble and then put it back on the shelf, which is fucking disgusting, but actually maybe even buy it. And you were actually going to learn something. And when you had these people that knew about these movies, they were all reading Fango or something, or reading Metal Hammer and reading about this band in Europe that hadn't broken America yet. And wild stuff. And you would take a chance and import something in hopes that the word of mouth proved to, give a good product. And I don't know, man, I think it'd be a simpler time. I bet you $1 million it would be a bit of a shock, but mental health would go up. There's something about it.
No, absolutely.
Like, I don't want to see guys like, I don't want to see people get assassinated on fucking Twitter, dude. I don't want to see videos get shared. Anyway, enough of that. Richard Matheson, Master of Fantasy.
Yeah, so you got Richard Matheson, of course. I Am Legend, I'm guessing. So they're talking about what is it saying? I Am Legend, Omega Man, Night of the Living Dead, The Last Man on Earth, which I love The Last Man on Earth. If you're into Night of the Living Dead, check out Last Man on Earth, Vincent Price. It's fantastic. It's zombie/vampires, and very, very fun movie. I love it. So
1990 Robert wouldn't take him very long to go back in time. He was born in 77 and he still doesn't use a lot of technologies besides my phone.
there you go.
I wish I could have stayed underground for longer. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It just sucks, dude, because the world does kind of leave you behind.
Well, I feel bad for the kids nowadays that didn't have, because we were best of both worlds. So we were, without and with. So
I mean, obviously, in 1978, we couldn't be streaming to people right now.
Yeah,
we would have to have broadcast degrees and jobs and get into radio and just like it would be that's good and bad, because now you have everybody with a fucking microphone that thinks people want to hear them talk. But I mean, probably don't want to hear us talk. What can I say? But it always makes me think of Howard Stern when the rise of the podcast was kind of starting to happen about 10 years ago. And he used to shit on podcasts all the time. That's a fucking real broadcast. I'm a broadcaster. These fucking assholes. And I'm like, God, they rule the world, man. You're a dinosaur. But anyway, I tell you what, I'll leave it at this. I wish I could, at the very least, snowbird in the past. I could people have a summer home, or they go somewhere else, have a second home in the winter. I wish for 6 months out of the year I can go live in 1986 or something like that. I was born in 86, so I'm a little younger, but fuck, I don't even need 1986. Give me 1990, 91. 91 will be a sweet spot, because in 1991 you had CDs, you still had cassette tapes, but a lot of my favorite bands were still active, and ones that I love today. And a lot of the classic legacy bands were still kind of active. And, 1990 doesn't feel that long ago. I know it was 35 years ago, but I think what's the major difference between 1991 and now? The internet.
Yeah.
The internet. Modern culture was still very much the same. You had mall culture. You still have bands like Guns N' Roses and shit like that. I could still go to see Slayer in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would play it safe and go back to like 1991. And
I'd like to go back to the mid 80s, because I was too young for the mid 80s for the stuff I like now. So I would want to go back, especially for the films in the 80s. I mean, all the best films were made in the 80s pretty much. So
would you go to 42nd Street?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. I bet you'd be like, yep, I'll roll them up. I'm done. It seems cool.
I bring my quarters for the peep shows. Absolutely.
But I guarantee it's cool in the movies, but I'm just the guy now where it's like, I want to get the fuck out of here. Like, if you went there and roll
I'd love to go there at least once, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Would you go to an X-rated theater?
Oh yeah. I take it all in, man.
You take it all over your back too, in the back of your neck and your face. Well, it is a curiosity.
I wouldn't take it that much.
Not that kind of a curiosity. Don't let your brains run away with you. But how are people going into these fucking skin flick theaters? Did they hear a bunch of fapping, dude?
Who knows?
Weird, dude. Weird.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
you didn't have the DVD, or you didn't have the internet, so it's like
maybe that was why. Maybe that was the advent of adding the porno music. He's like, God, we can't have all this empty space of them having sex on screen, because everybody's going to hear the behind their backs. But if we have like the it'll hide some of that in the ambiance. Yes. Okay. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough of that. We got here. Yeah, Pete Herman slapped it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I always felt bad for Paul Rubens. He got a raw deal with that.
Yeah.
Doctor Who's Rogues Gallery.
More Doctor Who.
It's like Dalsim, dude. Yoga Flame. Yoga Fire.
It looks like Robert Englund, dude.
Yeah, it looks like when he's the claymation.
Schnoz, dude.
He looks like the puppet Freddy, the claymation puppet Freddy. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Oh, what is this, dude?
Looks like Humpty Dumpty.
Doctor Who poster. Okay.
Looks like a Metal Gear Solid villain. Looks like a fat man from Metal Gear Solid 2. The big fat guy in the overcoat on the roller skates throwing the bombs, dude. Anybody ever play that? Yeah. I love it. Okay, move on. Yeah, fuck Doctor Who. Fuck Doctor Who. Look at that guy. Fuck that guy. Why is he in my Fangoria? What is the Forgotten Frankenstein?
Before Boris Karloff. What does it say?
Before Boris Karloff
Test
ever
footage
donned
was
the nuts
shot.
and bolts, Universal Pictures signed their resident vampire, Bela Lugosi, for the role. Test footage was shot and lost under mysterious circumstances. Wow. So that's him in
this
the
is the
bottom
original
left.
Frankenstein, dude.
Bottom left. That's wild. Well, they got Karloff to play the mummy, too, because he had more than one hat, you know?
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
He looks like he's a part of my family, dude. This guy. The lamer version of Frankenstein, dude.
Let's see here.
Relatives.
Yeah, that's nightmare fuel, Humpty Dumpty. I remember back in the day when Pee Wee Herman got caught going to one of those prawn theaters. Wild times, dude. I always thought Paul Rubens was hilarious. By the way, Pee Wee's Big Adventure is getting a Criterion release, and I think it's cool. Amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's totally deserving of it. I'm a first day purchase. I love Pee Wee. And dude, like I still haven't watched that Pee Wee Herman documentary that came out right after he died. He filmed it.
Oh, the Rubens one. Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I want to, but of course, when it came out, just like Charlie Sheen's, I haven't watched the Charlie Sheen one. I want to. You're seeing the headlines everywhere. Charlie Sheen flipped the menu and had sex with a bunch of guys. All right. Well, I hope there's more in the documentary than this. But obviously,
is that surprising? No.
I just kind of always figured he fucked everything that moved, man.
Yeah.
But Paul Rubens, obviously, when his thing came out, the news was that he came out like he was gay, and I'm like, yeah, and water's wet. Like he was always ambiguous. He never talked about it, but come on, dude. That's not a
surprise. Yeah.
That guy's a bowl of Fruit Loops, and it's totally fine. I've always loved Paul Rubens.
He's hysterical.
Anyway, is that the Bela Lugosi top left? Zoom in on that. It's hard seeing him as and not Boris Karloff. Sorry, not Boris Karloff. Wow. Yeah, that doesn't work as good as Boris Karloff. No, were they just going to get him to play every monster that came out?
That looks terrible, dude.
Who, Paul Rubens? Yeah, in that documentary, he confirmed it. He was dying, and then it didn't come out until after he died. But yeah, in the documentary, apparently he's totally candid about it. He gets really in detail about loving the boys and all that stuff. And
he died of vid or what? I can't remember.
It might have been complications.
Or HIV?
No, I don't think it was that. I think he had the C, and I don't really know. I don't know, but I need to watch it. But yeah, he finally just like came out with everything, and I respect him for wanting to just be private, dude. Like I that's fine. Like, dude, he wasn't fucking hiding anything, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I think he was pretty out in broad daylight. But when you didn't like flaunt that sort of private life, it made you just see Pee Wee.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like Rob Halford. Rob Halford is as queer as a $3 bill, but you know, besides obviously the leather stuff on stage and the motorcycle culture and all that stuff that he was bringing into the priest look, which just became synonymous with metal, it was really just the underground cruise and sex scene stuff back then. But the mainstream straight guys, we didn't even know that existed, so we just thought, whoa, this is metal. And even though nobody was shocked when he came out, the fact that he never openly really talked about it, you don't see it. It's just like,
and the only people that talk about that shit is the media for the Rob Halford
but
stuff.
I'm saying, like, he's just Rob Halford, the metal god.
Yeah.
And whenever you hear him talk, he would talk about metal and serious metal. He didn't say, hey, I sucked a dick earlier.
Yeah, and that's why I love Rob Halford. Now his voice is just amazing, and
in recent years
he's a legend.
Ever since he's come out with his biography, though, if you want that kind of stuff, apparently his biography is one of the most debaucherous things where he's really open about it. And if he goes to the right forum, he'll definitely get detailed about the gay stuff. But I'll never not see Rob Halford. Whatever.
Yeah, I love Rob Halford, man.
I met him. I'm so happy I met him.
Yeah, I would love to meet him too, man.
It's too bad that you weren't you just didn't happen to be in town. I wish I could have told you in advance and you could have like planned the trip to come out here, because he lives in the Valley and he was just doing a signing session at the Chandler Mall in Chandler.
Yeah, that would have been awesome, dude.
And he had his Christmas album out. That's why I guess he was doing, and he was just in his backyard, so he probably it was like a HMV in the fucking mall, and it was awesome, dude. I just got to go up and just chat with him and talk with him. And the one regret I have is the the listing or whatever, when they were saying, it said it was limited to one item and it was his new record. And I was like, God, okay, well, I don't want to be that guy that fucking disrespects the rule and slows down the line.
Yeah.
And then I get there and everybody's breaking the rule. Everybody's bringing Stained Class.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I could have brought my fucking original copy of Stained Class to get it fucking signed. And Rob Halford was being totally cool. He's like, oh, it's great, man. So I don't know if that was more like who made the rule, but God dang it. I was so mad. And my brother was looking at me like going to kill me because I told him, like, no, the rules are the rules. Because he wanted to bring so I'm like, God, now I have to get the fucking Rob Halford Christmas album signed. God.
Well, Rob was like, yeah, he's in his backyard, so he doesn't want to disappoint his fans in his hometown. So yeah, absolutely.
But it was awesome, dude. Oh, I wish I could go. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, don't diss the priest. Look, you got to meet him. Hey, I got pictures of it too.
Yeah.
All right, Robert Bloch. Yeah, that's just wild seeing Bela Lugosi. I can't do it. Doesn't work. Robert Bloch, Psycho's author, tells how he creates tales of horror. Zoom in on that. I never read the Psycho book. I've read about the differences.
I haven't either. I've seen it at Barnes and Noble when I went. Oh God, you still see the Frankenstein, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Hailed by many as the master of shock and horror, Robert Bloch is perhaps the best known writer in the field today. Was he? Wow, I guess there wasn't a whole lot. Stephen King hadn't really exploded. Well, no. He was around in 79. When was Stephen King's first book? Wasn't his first book like, was it Salem's Lot? What was his first book? Maybe look that up on the side.
Let me look that up. Yeah.
The author of 40 odd books and more than 400 short stories, he's been closely associated with such memorable films as Psycho, The Night Walker, Straight Jacket, The Deadly Bees, Torture Garden, The House That Drips Blood. That sounds like your song Monster Blood.
The House That Drips Blood. I've been wanting to see that. I think I did pick that up on Scream Factory a year back when it was cheap.
And Asylum. Am I Mandela affecting this? Did you write the lyrics called The Dripping of the Blood?
Yes.
The Dripping of the Blood. That sounds like a Robert Bloch book. That's so fucking
The Dripping
funny.
of the Blood. That was the one in psychology class. And I had my teacher was pretty fruity, and he sent me to the counselor because he thought I was like some sort of psycho.
I would absolutely kill to have some of these notebooks that we had in school.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked about this so much. I could kick myself for losing it at some point in the last 10, 15 years. But like, I wish I could go through and show you the stuff, these scrapbooks that Todd would make with Scott Bakula and Dave Mustaine. And he wrote lyrics from Monster Blood based on, I was like, obviously Goosebumps took that title, and The Dripping of the Blood. I had this stuff too, man. I used to write like shitty song lyrics for a metal band that I didn't have. And I remember
I wrote a movie, Vitamin Dead.
Oh no,
it was supposed to be a zombie film.
But I remember I at least came up with a title.
Yes.
I remember
something. Yeah.
You wrote it, but I remember we were talking about that in art class.
Yeah.
And I think I drew like a sketch of a milkman. And the Vitamin D, Vitamin Dead. You might have actually wrote it, but I know we had the concept. That's so funny, dude. I thought of Vitamin Dead.
Mm-hmm.
He was a killer milkman.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that great?
I thought it was a zombie film, though, wasn't it?
No, it's a killer. It's like a killer milkman.
Oh, okay.
And then and I even stylized it as, Vitamin Dead, but Vitamin D are colored red, and or Vitamin D is all white, and then EAD is red and blood.
Yes.
It's punny. It's kind of clever for a kid. It's kind of cheesy now if you're an adult. I love it. But anyway,
it was Carrie.
Carrie, that's
April
right.
5th, 1974.
Yeah, so he was established, but he wasn't. He obviously didn't have 40 odd books and 400 short stories like Robert Bloch did. In the introduction to his latest book, The Best of Robert Bloch, science fiction writer and editor Lester Del Rey attempts to capture the essence and spirit of this extraordinary writer, observing, quote, Robert Bloch has earned his reputation of being a total professional whose writing is always dependable and whose temperament is never tuned to mere temperamentality. In sum, Robert Bloch is a true professional in all aspects of the profession he chose, and he's also one of the best loved human beings it has been in my pleasure to know. So they did an interview with following interview was conducted on a rainy afternoon. Bloch. Go forward. Interesting. The big news is that Psycho is Hitchcock. I just want to see if he says anything about Psycho the movie, because it's pretty different than his book. I wonder if someone like him is like a Kubrick and a Stephen King type, where he didn't like Hitchcock's rendition.
Horror genre.
Zoom in a little bit.
I'm going through the Fango questions.
Gotcha. Too taboo when it comes to writing horror. Nothing is too taboo. Fangoria, do you ever feel queasy or uncomfortable in writing horror? If I do, I'll throw away what I've written. I have a very naive and simple.
These questions suck.
Yeah, this go to the right. Let's see what we've got here. From your point of view, can reading or viewing horror participate acts of crime or violence? Well, I want to see what he was saying in 1979 about this, because people still talk about this shit. I think an individual is much more apt to be triggered off by reality, whether that reality takes the form of a newspaper account or some mass murder, or whether he's views such violent activity within his own environment. Throughout history, mass murderers, sociopathic and psychopathic personalities have committed barbarous crimes without any known connection with the horror genre whatsoever. I often remind people who posit the explanation that in our culture, which seems to be turning more and more violent, we began in 1940 by setting up something called the Selective Service Act. Here we deliberately, by decree, took our young men, placed them in boot camp, and taught them how to kill. Moreover, we glorified such killing, made heroes out of killers, and continued to indoctrinate generations of young people in the art of killing. Sadly, it's not considered politically or socially desirable to point out that we've taught our youth to accept the notion of killing as a way of life. It's much easier to point the finger at someone who has written a book or a play and say, you have to go up.
Yes.
And say, he's the culprit. He's the one who's filling our children's heads with all sorts of bad ideas. In truth, the popular acceptance of violence is a product of our historical experience. Our society is geared either way, either to war or a state of readiness. This is far more significant factor in creating and perpetuating violence than anything that someone could ever write or put on the screen.
Yeah.
This guy had that answer prepared. I could tell he's answered it before.
Yeah.
Because he's thought about it. And he's right. It's like, dude, fucking people have been doing heinous shit before we could make films.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. Anyway. Okay, moving on. Very cool.
That was a good answer, by the way.
It's a great answer. That's why it almost feels like I guess they said it was in person. It's heavily edited because there's like no segues, because the next question is like there's no follow-up. You know what I mean? Like there's no follow. It's just all question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Interesting. Okay. Is there a secret to writing good dialogue in horror? Believability is in the mind of the beholder. What is believable to one person isn't necessarily. Okay, move on. Yeah, this guy, I would like to read this interview sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to peruse the questions, though. I want to see if there's anything about Psycho real quick. We don't have to read more. Based on your experience, there ain't sure. No. What horror genre is frowned upon by the literary establishment? Why is the horror genre? I want to read that. Why is the horror genre frowned upon by the literary establishment? Obviously, Stephen King kind of blew the gates open with that. I don't think it is anymore. I suppose it's because we encounter it in our earliest childhood, primarily in the form of fairy tales. As a result, it's associated with the tastes and interests of children. Unfortunately, people in the literary field view fantasy as a childish aberration. They feel uncomfortable praising something that might be viewed as unsophisticated. It's much easier to praise what is seen as realistic. Actually, we often label and categorize without much thought. We talk about reality without stopping to examine it. Look at the number of people who drive around in sports cars who will never drive in a rally, or all the people who wear bush jackets who will never go on safari. No one questions the reality of this behavior. It's accepted as normal, and yet it's fantasy. It's make-believe. It's let's dress up and pretend. This guy's really smart. And
I'm liking this guy.
So and it's funny how he's talking about how people viewed horror and writing as children's stuff. It's not unlike how they viewed sci-fi before Alien came around. They always associated it with schlock, Ed Wood bullshit, Santa Claus versus the Martians, like just the lowest fucking bottom of the barrel entertainment that they could throw out there. And then, that was a huge thing with Alien, where it's like everybody thought of Space Monster as like cheesy schlock 1950s bullshit, and they were trying to make something elevated and heightened and truly of merit with Alien, and Alien changed the game as far as that stuff goes too. It wasn't nerdy shit anymore. It was like it was serious. So okay, we can move on. I doubt he's going to talk about Psycho, unfortunately. The Fabulous Hollywood Muscle Men. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger. Go up there. This is
Oh,
1979.
here we go.
Oh, we got it.
Oh yeah.
Did he
No, I
say
was gonna have you. What do you think of the modern day cults and devil worship?
I'm greatly alarmed by their existence. They're symptomatic of our distrust of our own culture and our unwillingness to come to grips with reality. We seek solutions elsewhere, embrace new cosmologies, invent traditional values. In the end, though, labels are not solutions. Well, that's good. He's not a fucking weirdo. Go.
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
read this. The fabulous Hollywood muscle men, dude. Look at this. There's Christopher Reeve. There's Lou Ferrigno, and there's Arnold in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 1979, dude. This is like really early. So the
Hollywood muscle man.
Let me see what he says. This is why well, I guess he was in Hollywood at the time. Learn how David Prowse, Darth Vader, put muscles on Christopher Reeve's Superman. Read about the secret bodybuilding diet that can help make you a Superman too. Hollywood Muscle Man will have a selection of bodybuilders who have gone Hollywood. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan, Lou Ferrigno, Hulk, and many more. There's a complete history of muscle men who have played Tarzan, from the first Elmo Lincoln to the latest Ron Ellie. Last but not least, the male stars who dare to bare their chests. Burt Lancaster, Lee Majors. Is it hot in here? Is it just me, guys? Chris Christopherson, Robert Conrad. My God, Rolling Thunder, and many more. This was back in the day when men were men, when they had that hamburger meat and they weren't afraid. Burt Reynolds, anybody? These are the guys.
Arnold didn't have the hamburger meat, dude. He was clean shaven.
But the guys that they're talking about at the bottom, come on. These are the guys that got your grandma moist, dude.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't be here. You'd be still swimming in a nutsack somewhere if guys like this didn't put your great grandmother in the fucking mood to bone your old man.
That's right.
Anyway,
Starlog put this out too. So maybe we should do a review on Hollywood Muscle Men next. If people are really
like Simpsons, one kid loved the Speedo guy. Ding 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 ding. Let's see, Satan, Aaron, you never talked about your Halloween 2 pumpkin. I think it's awesome, dude. So I mentioned this. I mentioned how they were selling this, and I ran into it at a Spirit a few weeks ago, but I was like, it's so overpriced. I couldn't. I got FOMO. I'm like, dude, it's so fucking.
I told you to get it, dude. It's cool, dude.
And I always forget that Spirit has a 20% off coupon if you buy online. So I got a little bit knocked off. But then if you want to ship it, it was like $20, $20-something to ship it. Like what? So I did a store pickup. I used a coupon, but it was sold out. It wasn't in my Spirit anymore. The closest one was downtown, but I had to go downtown for an appointment. So I knocked two birds with one stone. But look at this.
That thing's sweet, dude.
It is sweet, dude. Check it out. And like I said, I don't know what the deal is about milking Halloween 2. Obviously, somebody else owns the rights, because there was, for a while there, you weren't seeing any Halloween 1 merch. And it was, you go to Walmart, Halloween 2 t-shirts. And you still do. You go to Target, Halloween 2 t-shirts. NECA for the longest time was Halloween 2 and Halloween 2. Now you're seeing some more Halloween 1 stuff, but there is somebody that owns this specifically that they were milking, just like Hellraiser for the longest time. And still you see Hellraiser 3 merch.
Yeah.
Hellraiser 3 t-shirts everywhere. Somebody's got Hellraiser 3 and they're deciding to make a little coin off of it. But I love this like yellow green light in there, dude.
I love it, man. I might pick that up too, man.
It's brighter. Cool. It's brighter than it looks on the camera. It's really something. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Got to get him back in position there. That's pretty good.
There's some Terry Shire.
Talia Shire. God, not Terry
Talia Shire.
Talia Shire.
Who's Terry Shire?
I don't know. Someone you fucking made up, dude. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I saw someone in your trace. Prophecy, the Moo Breed of Monsters. Yeah, I love Talia Shire, man. You know, she gets a pass from me. Phantasm, more Phantasm stuff. Kind of over Phantasm.
Mars Attacks. Oh, Rocky 2.
There we go. Go up. What is that? Can I see that? What magazine? Starlog Press. Newest poster books. The only authorized official poster books. Will you zoom in on them? Wow. So back in the day, you could buy magazines. I think I remember those. Some publications would come out with like special print magazines that were just posters on the inside. Rocky 2 Celebrity Poster Heroes, full color Rocky poster. The Making of Rocky 2, Stallone on creating a Rocky creation of Rocky, sorry, behind the scenes on the set, full cast and credit listing. I would love a copy of that magazine. I wonder
That'd
if
be
I could
cool.
find shit like that on eBay, because I would love stuff like that. If I had the space, I would have like a Rocky shrine. When I was a kid, you know what else I had? Did you guys ever have? I had a sticker book.
Oh yeah, I did too.
I,
Yeah.
I I loved it, dude. I loved collecting stickers, and I think it's where my obsession with collecting came from, and I discovered I had that bug. Here's how bad the sticker collecting got. I started taking and peeling off the Chiquita banana stickers off the fruit and putting them in my sticker book.
Oh my
I
god, dude, you
had
have
to
a
get
problem.
I
Dude.
had to
That's
get the fucking
terrible.
fix, dude. I'm serious.
The
I when I when
Chiquita.
Yeah, when I didn't have any more like legit stickers, whatever, I had to get the fix. I literally was taking them off the bananas, and I was putting Chiquita
That's almost as
Delmonte.
bad. That's almost as bad as the barcodes off the pieces of fruit, dude, and throwing them on
The
there.
Del Monte, dude.
Oh Jesus, you had a
Like,
problem.
I wish I had that sticker book today, because I'd be like, "What's the story behind this, Dad?" Like, well, that's a Del Monte sticker from a banana circa 1995, and Daddy was sick. I had to put something in that day, but I remember I had like Bart Simpson stickers, everything. I would love to check it out, because it was very much of the time. Because I had like X-Men 90s, like a lot of Simpson shit in there. I had some stickers that were those like almost 3-dimensional puffy stickers, the big
Oh, I
ones.
love those, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
had
those are
those in there as
cool.
well.
Yeah.
My gosh, dude. But I would look fondly I'd crack up if I had that and I get to see the Del Monte stickers, dude. Anyway, what the hell's that?
A Martian death ray.
Oh, looks interesting. Skip. Let's see. Hollywood Musclemen sounds like a wrestling tag team. Hey, what's up, Ishmael, by the way? Sorry, getting a little carried away. I'm neglecting, we'll say, the chat a little bit. But let's see. Mars Attacks remake is good. I have a weird feeling about Mars, the Tim Burton movie. On one hand, it's like the first movie we got that really didn't feel like Tim Burton. I
It's
think
fun, dude.
that's like his first deviation, but there
Yeah.
is something fun about it. And I know it's not perfect. It's got something about it that makes it flawed. I can't really tell you what that is, but I know it's something. I know everybody thought it like, oh, it looks like shit. It's weird, but when you know the source material, I think it's kind of supposed to look shitty and pulpy. And because I think the original, didn't he like kind of do him justice with the way the aliens look? Because weren't they part of like, gosh, weren't those aliens like, wasn't it from something like was it an actual serial, or was it, I don't know.
I don't know what they're based off of, honestly.
Scratch and Stuff Snickers. Good to, yeah. Wait, the Chiquita dude, Riverman. Aaron gonna get his bunnies boiled. All right, Carl. What does that mean?
Bunnies I don't know, but I like it, Munir.
Is that Gus, dude, when he killed the rabbits, dude, and his mom they're pulling the rabbits, dude. They're eating the rabbits. Gus, that's a plug. We're doing Pet Cemetery work print week before Halloween. Yes. Be there, be square. Carl Lundgren, creator of fantasy. I have to say, if there was one genre that is not really my genre, it's always been fantasy.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, obviously there's some, like I love Conan, but Conan's a fantasy, right? But it's never really, even in like nerd culture, like I like sci-fi, I like horror. Fantasy kind of goes in hand with a lot of that stuff, but I've just never been super massive into fantasy stuff, dragons and dungeons. I mean, like, I guess Dio is the closest I get to that, listening to that shit, right? Let's see. Fatal Attraction, chat won't be ignored. What? Monster Invasion. Mighty Mouse, go up, dude. Is that fucking Mighty Mouse? Go up.
Yes, Mighty Mouse. Yeah.
Zoom in, please. Scroll over. Up to minute warnings of what's coming your way. So, are they doing like a feature on Halloweeny monster themed episodes? Dude, Pearl, Pure Heart, and Mighty currently filming their 16-part Saturday morning serial, The Doomsday Machine. Wow. So I used to love Mighty Mouse. And
I watched that too.
I love Mighty Mouse, man. Here he comes to save the day. And nobody knows Mighty Mouse anymore. He's literally died. He's nobody's even tried to ever resurrect him. He just really died. He's been gone decades. Even if they tried to resurrect him now, nobody would know it. It would be gone. But this is what I was always told by my mom. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but didn't Mighty Mouse get taken off the air because he snorted what looked like Coke?
I don't know,
He
but we'll
snorted
have to look it
something.
up sometime.
He
Yeah.
snorted something. That's what my mom always told me. He's like, yeah, he snorted a line or whatever. Like, what the fuck? And then he got yanked. But
Well,
anyway,
I mean, he's mighty.
he's, he's tweaked.
Oh wow, you can do this. That's cool, dude.
Oh, you just now figured that out? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
There we go. It's easier to okay, enough of that. Okay. All right. Oh, we got the face hugger. What's this about? And we're already at the classified ad soon. Oh, the Brood, dude. Hell yeah.
Brood. I love
So
the Brood. Brood's a great movie.
War of the Insect Gods. Can't say I've seen that. The Man Who Could Work Miracles. Yeah, the Brood, dude. See, there's a young Candy Carveth about to become a victim in the Brood. The Brood, the latest from writer-director David Cronenberg, is stirring considerable excitement at advanced screenings, starring Oliver Reed and Samantha Egger. The film concerns a psychiatrist who develops a therapy of mind over matter. Inevitably, a partner's powers of mind go quite out of control with grisly results. Cronenberg, who claims EC Comics as a primary influence, previously galvanized audiences with Shivers and Rabid. So even he was like still a new guy at the time. He hadn't been around. He only had a couple of films out. But I just recently saw The Brood this past year, and I fucking loved it.
It's fantastic.
I don't know why. What took me so long to watch The Brood? I was actually sitting on my is it Air? Who put out The Brood? The Blu-ray.
Criterion, wasn't it?
Yes, Criterion. I sat on my Criterion release even for like a year or two, and then I loved it so much, I fucking double dipped and I bought the was it Arrow who put out the LE of The Brood?
They might have, yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 copies of it, but I'm trying to look for it on my fucking wall of just nonsense over here, and I can't find it. But amazing. I want to watch it again this for the
Me
season.
too. Yeah.
And Cronenberg is he's a guy that many faces, many colors, because he started off one way. He obviously his career's in a different place now. But still a lot of different kinds of films, man. And they're not all of equal quality. Like I don't love Shivers. I don't love Rabid. Rabid's a little better than Shivers. Shivers is very much a first movie, but The Brood destroys them. And then, The Brood's nothing like The Fly. And, he had a real trajectory, man. I dig Cronenberg. The Day the World Ended, Gray Stroke. What is this? The best, go up to the horror stories. The year's best horror story series. Okay, that's bullshit. Is this the start of the classified ads? What page are we on?
It might be 62 of 66.
Oh, okay. So this is classifieds. Let's kind of so go up. I want to see what they're charging for the classifieds, because they're introducing you by saying, "Hey, bottom, yeah, go down." Okay. They're basically saying this is what it costs to advertise. For as little as $15, you can reach over 100,000 horror fantasy fans. Deadline for Fangoria number 3 in our office by September 3rd. Basic rate $5 per line. Limit 35 characters per line. Minimum 3 lines. Punctuation, symbols, and spaces count as characters. Small display ads, $40 per column inch. Camera ready only. Headline, first line only. Words of your choice. Underline them. Will be printed in bold caps. Category, please sure to indicate the category you want to be listed under. Payment, cash, check, or money order must accompany ad order. Checks payable to Oak Wind Studios, Inc. Fangoria. Wow, that stuff is cool.
We should send ours in, dude, and see if we can send our money order and see if they actually.
I mean, you can go for it. I'm not doing that. Someone's gonna fucking keep it at that address, dude. But how cool, dude! Like anybody could have gotten their fucking ad. You could buy. Look,
oh yeah,
small display ads, $40. I mean, I guess that was a lot of money in 1979, but I don't care, dude. Can you imagine what is $40 in today's money? What's 19? I'm gonna look it up. I have to know. So 40. How much? What it is? $40 1979 money worth today. It's about $178 today. I would if Fangoria in print was still viable, I would absolutely take out a small print ad for $180 to put our fucking podcast on there. But the problem is everybody would. They wouldn't be. It's just you wouldn't have this anymore because they would have to close the doors because everybody now is the internet. Everybody's advertising. Everybody's a fucking business now. But the fact that you could go back in time. And this is still early. This is like the second issue. Maybe we'll see in the later issues if it got a little harder to get in this. But it's very cool, man. Let's see what kind of
film music from Alien, Westworld, and more. Some videotapes.
Oh, catalogs, Hammer Film. Yeah, this is how you learn shit, dude. You bought catalogs, movies and tapes, film music from Alien to Westworld. Wow, merchandise, the new fantasy shop. What do you do? So they have the address. So this is the ads. Somebody's advertising a new fantasy shop. Cool.
Your ad could be here.
Wow, rare. Yeah, because once again, I guess you would have to just do word of mouth or maybe find somebody in the yellow pages. But how would you know the new fantasy shop would really exist unless somebody told you? Scroll through this. Videodrome is his best movie. I think that is the best Cronenberg movie. There's something so fucking cool about it.
Yeah.
Videodrome is cool, Mutineer says, but I never really totally vibed with it. It's a movie I like to rewatch a lot just to see if I can get it more. He loves The Fly, though. Cronenberg became too cool for horror. Just ask Carpenter. Yeah, he definitely evolved into something I don't like as much, but I mean, whatever, man.
Still like him, man.
He's got some bangers. Videodrome is just so it just oozes cool, dude. There's something about it. And I love James Woods. I think
amazing in it.
I think he's awesome. He's one of these guys that always played the same character. He didn't exactly have the most range in the world, but I love his sleazy cop, dude. And the kind of that vibe. He likes to play sleazy cops, sleazy detectives. I don't know. I love it. Debbie Harris, a total babe in that too. She looks amazing. I'm trying to get into it. I just don't understand the hype. Does Videodrome have a ton of hype? It's just an underground. Did it start developing
I've always loved it. I remember renting it on VHS and I was like, what the hell what did I just watch? And I mean, I love it, man. I watch it all the time.
All right. Coaster Fever. Let's see here.
Roller Coaster Fever. Yeah, that was really big in the 90s as well. Early 90s in the roller coasters.
Are we still in the ads?
Yes. This is the last page.
Oh, that's all they had? 2 pages?
Yeah.
A page and a half ads? That's it?
Well, I bet
you it gets much bigger. Go up. I at least want to read these then. Jeez Louise, this is all we got.
50s Fever. There we go.
We'll zoom in on it so I can read it. I would like to read it. All right. Coaster Fever, the first and only book devoted exclusively to roller coasters, featuring a coast-to-coast directory and facts and maps of every wooden and steel coaster in the U.S. Includes over 200 photos, dozens in full color, articles. What is with this dozen shit? 200 photo with dozens. Like, why they could have 4 all color, man. Articles on history, fans, marathoning, tragic disasters, the vanished classics, and the now underground movement. Honor roll of the 15 most exciting rides, 100 pages of data and excitement. Wow. 50s Fever, the movie and TV stars, the recording artists, the wonderful people who made the 50s fabulous. Giants like Marilyn, Elvis, Liz, Uncle Milty, Brando, and Grace Kelly. Full color photos of your favorite pinup people like Fabian, Tab Hunter, Ricky Nelson, Pat Boone, and James Dean. Fads, gossip, and scandals, including a photo section of 50 science fiction and the birth of rock and roll. Over 90 pages of nostalgia fun. Available at select newsstands or order direct from publishers.
I'm sold.
Yeah, that was a letdown, but that's okay. I think it's going to get better. Next issue, October 16th. They're giving us a tease. The bizarre horror films of Canadian filmmaker David Cronenberg are explored in an exclusive interview in Fango. Nice. Cronenberg talks about his own progress from underground filmmaker to writer-director of films like Rabid, Shivers, and his newest shock extravaganza, The Brood, starring Oliver Reed and Samantha Edgar. Our next issue will continue our in-depth coverage of the career of Richard Matheson. Fucking kill me. Done with him. In addition to part 2 of the Matheson interview, dealing with his television career from the Twilight Zone to the Martian Chronicles to the forthcoming film Somewhere in Time starring Christopher Superman Reeve, we'll be featuring Paul Salmon's complete guide to the films and television scripts of Richard Matheson and the episode guide to Matheson's TV series Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Okay. Well, at least we get Brood next time. That's pretty cool. What's next at the last page?
And these are this special effects magazines. These are the ones I used to have too, which I love these, man. I have a couple of issues. This is one of them I did have, and the photo guidebooks, really cool.
Wow, dude, look at that. $6.95 is expensive as fuck in 1970 for a magazine.
Yeah,
I get it's
but
96.
they're very beautiful, dude. Glossy pages. Wow. They're really nice, dude.
$7.95 space art. Wow, that's expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you acquire these?
eBay. They were like $5 a piece. They're cheap. No, but they made so many of them.
I thought you said you had it when you were a kid.
Well, yeah, because I got them from Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Oh, gotcha. Check out the ad for the Lament box, if only. Hey, you know what? I just had to unfollow a guy that makes custom Lament configuration boxes that I followed since he was at this convention at KC Crypticon years ago. And
I remember him. Yeah,
I have followed him ever since. He's got a little small business because his entire social media platform that is supposed to be showing off his new customs in his business, it has turned into nothing but a praising Charlie Kirk death. And just he went off the fucking rails. Yeah, he just like fucking went full retard on his on his business page. So I had to unfollow him. Like, dude, god dang, what is this? Like, weird. Show me your boxes, dude. Show me your fuck. He's starting to get super.
He must not be selling much mini boxes anymore or something.
Show me your box, ladies.
Nobody wants to see your box.
All right. The secret channel he finds is the movie is supposed to be analogous to the dark web or some such. Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. So that's the last page.
Yep.
The Super Mag. All right, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and close that out. I'm still having a lot of fun with this. I'm looking forward to I might cheat and look at the magazine, the covers that are coming, because I want to like look forward to certain issues and whatnot. But we're about to, after episode 3, we have to be crossing into 1980 because this one's coming out fall.
Yeah, it's not till like episode 6 or you got me saying episode now. Issue 6 where it starts to get heavy horror, but we're getting there, guys. Stick with us.
Yeah, if you do like this kind of content, let us know. Tell us what you think in the comments. Please like the video. Please sub if you already haven't. If you want to support us any extra, we do have a membership for the low price of $2.99, I think it is. You can help us out a lot, and you'll get extra content, including our monthly members-only commentaries, which, by the way, is next week. So you sign up, you'll get in on that, and you'll get the backlog of all the other ones. Speaking of which, Mutineer, I know you're a member. Anybody that's a member, let us know, what should we do next week? Somebody gave us a request, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. I was gonna put out something, a post to kind of like fill it out, and but if you guys have anything you want to watch and you're a member, or if you're gonna become a member, let us know, because we have to do a member commentary next Friday, and I want to start preparing. So yeah, let us know. And what else do we got?
Everybody in the chat, real quick, if you're in the chat, give us a like right now. Please give us a like. And if you're watching this, please give us a like. Show us them boobies. Hey, I just said that, but yeah, it doesn't hurt. We got to say it again. Please help us out. Please help the algorithm. Share us, guys. Yes. But there was something else I wanted to say, and gosh, what is next week? Next week we are doing, I don't want to lose the calendar. I know we got a lot of shit going on. No, Alien Earth officially ended. Check out. We covered every episode of Alien Earth that ended this past week. Last episode was a thing, but that was a lot of fun. And I'll have to look at the calendar. But I know that next Friday is members only commentary. We'll do a stream before that for everybody. And yeah, we're now officially in the month of October. Todd wants to do Return of the Living Dead 2. Yes. Is that one you want to do for everybody, or is that a member? What was that suggestion? I was saying it for everybody, but okay, that's fine. Yeah. So we got to squeeze in Return of the Living Dead 2. We are, of course, going to do our annual homage praise to Pet Sematary 2. This year we're doing the work print version,
And yeah, so we got a lot of fun stuff. Oh, and I'm still gonna dress up.
Oh, I am too.
We're still dressing up. 2 boys in a cup. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. There you go. Scott in a cup, dude. All right. And it's not even, it's caffeinated. I'm waking up. It's decaffeinated. I'm waking up. All right, guys. That's enough of that.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Big thanks to the Revival House family. Your loyalty fuels our obsession with horror and lets us uncover the darkest, most twisted gems just for you. If you're not a member yet, consider joining the cult today. You'll get early access to videos, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes scares you won't find anywhere else. Until next time, this is Revival House, your home for horror, and remember, we'll leave the house lights off for you.